Not too far away. Perfect conditions for racing this afternoon. The ground, a soft 5. There's No Apology, prepares to make its way there for Joe Azapati. Walks up there towards its stall, the red light flashing on the gates. Ready here at Beckett's Gate. They're off and they're racing. And from the inside, Karanis was the first to hop out of the line. Cockney Crew is being bustled forward by Bennett, and she wants to lead early. No Apology comes over. It'll settle in front of Notorious One, You're Dreamin', and parked out the back in the early stages, the showy Chestnut Beret. Cockney Crew leads them as they settle properly, going up through the first 350 onto that first corner. It's Cockney Crew that wheels into the back straight by a length and a half on No Apology, going up to sit on the outside of Karanis. Then came Notorious One, with the white winkers up there travelling fourth. You're Dreamin' is fifth on the rail, and Beret spotted them all as they headed past the 1150 to the riverside of the track. It's Cockney Crew, well rated here by Christy Bennett in front there. She's getting an easy time of it in this small field, and it's Cockney Crew that leads them down the riverside of the track at the 950. A little more than a length on No Apology in the all grey colours outside of Karanis. Notorious One has got good cover. Then came You're Dreamin' on the inside, and 5 lengths off the pacemaker is Beret as they glide along by the 700. So they're about to leave the riverside of the track. Cockney Crew just given a little bit more leather by Bennett, extended that margin to 2 on No Apology. On the inside, Karanis, Notorious One, just behind those, off the bridle at the moment. Back on the rails, You're Dreamin', and stoked up behind those. Still last is Beret, but being put into the race as they approach the 400. And nearing the turn, Cockney Crew headed for the judge first over No Apology on the outside, just holding Karanis tight. They brushed together, followed by You're Dreamin' on the rail, then Notorious One. Beret coming right down the middle. Cockney Crew led them at the 200. She now shows at the Shillelagh. Cockney Crew's in front, 120 to go, clear of No Apology. Beret, they're not making ground at the moment. Karanis is getting through, but it's Cockney Crew all the way. Cockney Crew back into the winners list this afternoon. Gee, that was a very well judged ride in front. Beat Karanis and No Apology. Beret, Notorious One together, back on the inside, the last of the 6 home, You're Dreamin'. That was a perfectly rated ride by Christy Bennett there on Cockney Crew, who returns to the winners list for the first time in 567 days. Has been a while. Former Derby place getter jumped straight to the lead, but she really wasn't in any hurry to get him rolling. She just gave him a real opportunity to steady up and then find a rhythm. She lifted up the pace, you could tell, at about the 800 mark, just building a bit of pace, and then was full tilt on the turn. And the others were really struggling to make up any real serious ground late. 151.67. 151.67. That's on soft 5 ground, so they made use of the first use of the track today. A length and a half length margins. 1, 4, 5 and 6 placings. Karanis second. No Apology third. And in fact, it was You're Dreamin' who did grab fourth on the rails, pulling up quickly there in the run on with Beret and Notorious One. Okay, so 36 the sectional, and those numbers confirmed. A 1, 4, 5 and 6. You're Dreamin' back there in fourth placing. Had it last by the time I got to it though, with Beret and Notorious One out there towards the middle of the track. The winner, Cockney Crew, is by Machino out of the Galileo mare, Happily, for Teresa Anderson, E. Lord, Jimmy Anderson, L. Coleman, trained by Kieran McDonough, and a 10 out of 10 front-running ride by Christy Bennett there, beating home Karanis by Piero from Donna Pair, Jared Noski, Kesh Duran, No Apology by Declaration of War from Opening Ceremony, S.J. Miller and Joe Azapati. Next of the day, the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap, and this is over 1,400 metres. There are no changes other than the gear alteration with the bar plates off hip wiggle in the next. In the meantime, let's head down. Brittany is at the interviewing station and with trainer Kieran McDonough.
I am, Darren. Thank you. Kieran, 567 days since Cockney Crew last saluted the judge. Tell us about some of the difficulties you've had with this horse.
Yeah, nothing major, but it just seemed to always happen in different stages. So it was always, as the day before he was ready to come back in, he'd have a foot abscess and another, and then it was a nasty one, so he had to have a bit longer. Then he hurt his eye. Now, just I said when he was about to come back in, so that's setback after setback. Nothing major, but it was always at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's always just putting you behind the 8 ball. Now, you was confident pre-race. You spoke to Jules on the Races WA. You said he was in tip-top order. What sort of signs had you seen behind the scenes that you thought, no, today is his day?
I think first up this prep, I probably had him a little bit underdone because I was just trying to get him back from the first up race that we had before, just flattened him a bit. So I maybe was a bit easy on him first up, and I thought there was going to be a bit more to come from him. And then last start, I was thinking, geez, I know it didn't look great on paper, but I was actually happy with the run.
Yes, certainly. We looked at him today. For anyone who watches him in the yard, you'll notice he sweats up so badly. Is that just him and something we just need to get used to?
Yeah, he's not he's not a nervous horse at all by any means. He's more or less just a free sweater. And the funny, today is probably the worst he's been this prep. And he comes out and wins.
Well, there's no rules sometimes.
No.
What about the ride? Christy Bennett, you said today the idea would be take the handbrake off and just let him glide. Were you happy in the run?
Oh, she's a great rider, and she's the most underrated rider here, I think. And she does exactly what you ask her, and she's very good with her times. We just give her a few set of times to kind of get to at the 600 and 800, and she was perfect.
What were your instructions? Was it just to up tempo sort of at the 800?
Well, I thought there was no pace on, so I thought we'll get the lead quite easy here. Don't tax him. Wait till we get to the 800, and then we'll start. You know, you're always turning, so once you're in front turning and you can put the boot down, it's a bit hard to catch him.
Well, he was too hard to catch today. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Kieran McDonough there after the victory of Cockney Crew. Christy Bennett will jump off the scales. We'll try and get a word with Christy after her victory today. We'll put her in front of the lectern there. You can pull that down, Christy. Congratulations to you. Kieran just said you're a master at listening to those instructions. What was the plan going into today?
Yeah, the plan was to lead and just get an easy getaway at the 800. And he's instructed to, if he's pulling, you're going too slow. If he's not on the bridle, you're going too quick. And he was just there between. And I wasn't sure if he'd kick into another gear at the 800, but he took off again.
As soon as you asked for that effort at the 800, asked him to up tempo, were you confident that he'd be really hard to run down?
Yeah, he really grabbed the bridle and travelled me into the corner. I knew I had a bit more to save before. Originally, we were going to go a bit earlier, but I knew I had more to save up and leave it for the straight.
Well, it had plenty in their tank for the straight. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Christy Bennett there after the victory of Cockney Crew with Kieran McDonough back in the winner's circle for the first time in 567 days, this son of Machino, and he takes out the Morley Growers Market Handicap.